Now we have our dough on our foil, and if you don't have a large cutting board or any kind of silicone cutting board, you can use heavy-duty industrial strength foil to put on your counter. Be sure to clean and sanitize your counter first and rinse it off. What I do is I take a little bit of Scotch tape, I put it on the corners and a little bit down here too, and that really helps it hold in place. Now the next thing we're going to do is sprinkle a little bit of flour on top of our dough, and we're going to mold the dough into a ball. And the way you do this, and I'm sorry if my camera's shaking around, we don't own a tripod, and we're trying to really get both of our businesses going. We have Smalley's Cookie Goddess and Smalley's Incorporated, which is our top company that features original metal art made from steel. We do a number of characters and so forth in any custom color. And we also have Smalley's Cookie Goddess, which is our baking company, comprised of obviously cookies, breads, goodies. We do a lot of dry spices. We do mixes like waffle, pancake, and biscuit mixes. And we do a number of dry marinades too, and a number of spice rubs. So we have quite a bit to choose from, and we're going to be going on Amazon soon, which is going to be great to really kick our business off. So hopefully we'll get a tripod soon, and my cell phone camera won't be shaking around so much as I show you how to knead bread dough here. And all you really want to do, well, let's get some more flour there. All you want to do is you want to take the edges and fold them in, and then press them into the center of the dough. And do this repeatedly. If you want a good firm stiff dough, you're going to want to do this for about 6 to 8 minutes. I was a professional baker for 10 years, and there's a difference between grocery store bakeries and actual bakeries that you have. Your grocery store bakeries are going to have frozen bread that they proof and put in ovens. That's how most of them are doing it now. When I worked at a bakery, when I started, everything was scratch bakery. So if you go into a grocery store and you want to know if the breads are made fresh, ask if it's a scratch bakery or a bake-off bakery, and they should be able to tell you the difference which one it is. So it's really kind of sad that the grocery stores have gone to the bake-off bakeries because everything comes unfrozen, and you really lose a good quality of breads and cakes and cupcakes, donuts, and so forth. And it is a lot of work. It takes some pretty strong bakers to be able to make those products. And I did it for, overall about 10 years, combining my experience with donut shops and plus my own experience with my business and so forth. And we're just going to really work that in. Sorry if my cell phone camera looks like we're having an earthquake, but it's just my hands moving around to get the dough in. And as you can see, it's getting tighter and tighter, which is exactly what you want. Alright, see how that's coming along. Compare that compared to over here, and you can feel that this is a firm dough, whereas this is soft, because we kneaded and we shaped this, and that's really important to have that. Okay, so we're going to fold this in one more time, and so forth. Pinch that together, pinch the seams together, excuse me. Okay, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My Jack Russell Terrier thought he saw something outside and started barking. Of course, Jack Russell Terriers come from England. They're actually one of the smartest dogs out there. They're used a lot with pet therapy dogs and in Hollywood movies because they're stubborn, but they're also easy to train. They're actually one of the smartest breeds of all dog breeds. Okay, here we go. It's coming along nicely. This is the second dough I'm working with. As you can see, the first one's over here. And I'm just pinching it in, and I'm forming a ball. And as you're doing this, you're actually activating the carbon dioxide that works with the yeast and so forth. And that baking soda and the yeast are reacting with that CO2 to be able to make a nice stiff dough and so forth. Of course, CO2 comes from the air and so forth. It's what gives plants their color and life and that sort of thing. And excuse me, that is my Munchkin Romeo, my Munchkin cat Romeo, who wants to make his presence known. He loves to talk. And Munchkins, the Munchkin cats have very short legs but full bodies. And they're actually very loyal, they're very smart, and they're among the top 5 breeds that are actually intelligent and talk really well. They're actually very popular and so forth. And they just want to be the center of attention. They want to be the star of the show, of course. And again, I do apologize for my cell phone camera moving. We don't own a tripod. And I'm kneading as I have the cell phone camera wrapped around my neck with a little harness here that we've made to be able to cook and bake while and be able to use 2 hands. And a lot of people out there are asking me, well, Carrie, you know, you've got such back pain and hip pain, you've been off work for so long, how in the heck you make homemade sourdough bread and all the other goodies we see on Facebook and YouTube? Well, there's a simple reason for that. I sit on a bar stool, which allows the hip pain and back pain to be minimized while I work my upper body with my hands, my forearms, and my shoulders, which is a strength you want to have when being a baker and so forth. All right, here we go. Now that's nice and firm. And the way you can tell the dough's ready to go into a bowl is if you run your hand across it like this, and the dough doesn't stick to your hand or try to pull off. And, you know, we can add a little bit of flour. This is just going to make sure that it does rise a little bit more. And we're going to take our bowls and turn them right side up. And we're going to put our bread in these bowls. And the purpose of doing this is to allow them to rise. And we're going to take a cotton dishcloth here, and we're going to put it over really carefully and kind of squeeze it in the middle here so they kind of meet with the towel and so forth. Oops. Let's try that one more time. Okay, great. Now we're going to take a 30-minute break, and this is going to allow the bread to rise. You want to do anywhere from 45 to 60 to on up to 90 minutes when you're letting your bread rise. We're going to do 30 minutes and then allow the bread to rise, as I said. And then we're going to turn the bread over after 30 minutes and then give it another 30 minutes to maybe up to 45, depending on how well the bread rises. And after that, we're going to shape it and go from there. So stay tuned, and we look forward to seeing you.